Games 2016 in Brazil. Are you planning to attend? Well, there are several sites, including the official website, which give details about both the Olympic and Paralympic Games, tickets, Rio City attractions, etc. But here in this video, we are going to tell you lots of things that they won't. As a native Brazilian, I know my country, culture, and people well. I am so excited for you to have this chance to visit the gorgeous city of Rio de Janeiro, and experience its warmth, beauty, and fascination firsthand. But in this post be prepared to hear a few things that may not be pleasant to your ears, nor to mine. To find out about the text-to-video converter, like how this video was made, click on the link below or visit the website TextToVideo.online. If you want to find the prices of anything in Brazil, just follow the link below. Here are some important things that you need to know about the Rio Olympic Games and to be prepared for what you might possibly encounter there. Linguistic and cultural differences. These seem obvious, but their implications in real life can be more serious than one might imagine. Brazil's official language is Portuguese. Only a small percentage of the population speaks a second language such as English, Spanish, or others. Since the 2014 World Cup, the Brazilian government has been offering language courses to volunteers and military personnel so that they will be able to communicate with tourists and the media at airports, near stadiums, and at public transportation terminals. Learn about what I call the ABCs of Brazilian culture and tips. A. Do not be biased. Do not assume that all Brazilian women are loose. B. Be prepared to see some of the women wearing dental floss bikinis, yet do not assume that they are easy. C. Yes, there are tropical forests and also slums in Rio, but most people do not live in them, and most people who live in slums are not associated with the drug traffic. D. Racism, pedophilia, and drug traffic are crimes in Brazil. E. Portuguese is not the same as Spanish. While there are similarities in structure and even many words that are similar on paper, the spoken language can be challenging and occasionally impossible for speakers of one to understand the other. In general, but they can also be short-tempered as well. H. Yes, Brazil is struggling economically and the city of Rio is no exception, but do not assume that we all live in poverty and are uneducated. You might be surprised, big time. I. Avoid wearing expensive watches and real jewelry on the streets. Unfortunately, you may become a victim of robbery. J. Rio is a laid-back city, but if you have a friend there and you are invited to an event at her home, depending on the event, please do not wear shorts and sandals. The dress code varies according to the occasion. If you go to a beach or a flea market, shorts and sandals are perfect, but are not appropriate everywhere you go. K. There is no such thing in Brazil as personal space. By this, I mean we stand and talk closer to each other, looking eye to eye, and depending on the situation, we greet people by either shaking their hands or kissing once on each cheek. This can initially be a bit disconcerting to many visitors from English-speaking countries, who are generally accustomed to a somewhat wider and visible bubble of personal space before feeling encroached upon. L. If possible, avoid leaving your hotel in the evening or at night because of street crime. Try to do your activities during the daylight hours, such as watching games, shopping, and tourism. Depending where you are outdoors during the day, especially if riding a bike, be aware that you could become a potential victim of crime. Seek information only from officially identified people in the airports, streets and hotels. Cariocas, people from Rio, love to help others, but among them there is a small percentage that may try to take advantage of the situation to commit crimes, for example robbery, rape, and kidnapping. N. Public transportation. Keep your wallet or purse in sight all times, as well as your luggage at the airport, and only take officially designated taxis and buses. Avoid at all costs unofficial vans and unidentified transport vehicles. O. Many restaurants are open until late. Most restaurants do not have a hostess, so you do not need to wait to be seated. Restaurant servers only bring a check when asked, and a 10% gratuity is already included. If you want to give more, hey, don't be shy. P. Breakfast is included in the daily rate of most hotels. Take advantage of a plenteous breakfast and experience local dishes, and especially unique tropical fruits and fresh juices. Q. Do not be shocked if you see panhandlers asking for spare change near traffic stops. If you decide to hand something to them, do not open your wallet wide in front of them. R. Everything costs more in airports and at the beaches. S. Clothing and shoes tend to be more expensive in Brazil than in many other places. If you buy something, give preference to local art or to something handmade which would be unique from there. T. The Olympic Games will be held from August 5 to 21. It will be a mild winter at this time of year in Rio with temperature around 22 degrees Celsius or lower. Chances of precipitation are minimal but it can occur, especially in the afternoons. U. Be aware of dengue fever and how to prevent it, Zika virus, and chikungunya virus. Please, make sure to read all about these mosquito-borne diseases and how to prevent them. Also, buy a good travel health insurance in case you need to use it there. V. The OK hand gesture, circle with the thumb and index finger, has a different meaning there and not a good one. In Brazil use the thumbs up sign to signal agreement or approval instead. W. The usual police number is 197 in Rio. I hope you do not need to use it. X. Most Brazilian cell phone carriers use GSM phones, as do AT&T and T-Mobile. If you have a GSM phone you should be able to use it here if your phone is unlocked. You can use your GSM phone with a Brazilian carrier by buying a local prepaid chip. Otherwise, if you try to use the Your Home service with international roaming, it will cost you dearly. Avoid this if possible, unless you have made prior arrangements. For making telephone calls at a public payphone, phone cards can be purchased at newsstands, drug stores, or post offices. Y. Voltage in Rio is 110 volts. Z. If you intend to rent a car, you can do so using your home country driver's license, but be aware that certain traffic rules are different. For example, in contrast to the US, in Brazil, we have national rules. It is not permissible to make a right turn after stopping at a red light while the light is still red. If you see a traffic light flashing at night, it means that you are to pause just briefly enough to make sure that no cars are coming from the intersecting direction and then proceed ahead. Do not make a full stop there because it means that that place is dangerous and a focus of robberies. So that is the A to Z of Brazil, and I hope you have found some valuable information here. If you want to find the prices of anything in Brazil, just follow the link below. To find out about the text-to-video converter, like how this video was made, click on the link below or visit the website TextToVideo.online.